Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming full moon lunar eclipse happening on September 17. And many of you are already most probably feeling quite a potent energy. Like something big is coming to the surface, and with that something huge, like a part of you is shattering, ending right here, right now. I'm sharing today with you with this video, as in most of my videos I'm sharing with you my art. I've just finished yesterday my new painting called The Universe Has Your Back, and this is such a perfect painting for this time because we're getting into the unknown zone, unknown territory, and the things that have been holding us back are right now challenging us. And they're challenging us the way that we really face with them and recognize that they don't need to have control over us anymore. They don't need to have power over us anymore. So whatever attachment it was, whatever challenge it was, whatever setback it was, whatever rebuff or negative experience it was in the past that limited you, that made you feel smaller, is now being questioned. Like, is this really the only way that life works? Is this really the only way for me to experience life? Is this really how everything is? Or is there a way for me to experience so much more, to experience what I've been truly made for? And this full moon lunar eclipse is really initiating you into a bigger you, into a greater you. And therefore a lot of closure is happening during this time. We've been talking about it on 9/9 day, 9/9 portal. And since the previous new moon, all this energy started intensifying. And at the time of the previous new moon, so many of you have started noticing that certain patterns are just becoming more seen to you, more clear to you. Like in relationships, it became quite clear that you've maybe outgrown certain people in your life, or maybe 2 months ago you've been still walking certain path together, but around the previous new moon, the recent new moon, it started happening like there was a crossroad and you've started walking, you just kept up with your path, and that person went with his or her path, and now you feel a sense of separation. It's not necessarily a person. It may be a career, it may be a job, it may be a hobby, it may be anything that you don't feel a connection to it anymore, a drive for it anymore. So during this full moon, pay a lot of attention to closures that are happening, to what is ending right now. Most probably, if you're into this kind of subjects, you've heard a lot right now about endings, a lot about clarity and noticing that there's an overwhelming desire to let go of past baggage, past experiences, and certain emotions that are truly making you feel smaller. One powerful symptom right now may be experienced as like a lion within you would be born. And this lion reminds you that you're a king, that you're a queen, and you don't need to feel small anymore. You don't need to feel weak anymore. Not in a sense of arrogance or any kind of egoistic expression, but just in a sense of confidence. Like, you deserve this life as same as anybody else. You deserve this life as same as anyone you're admiring. Therefore, it makes you equal on soul level. On physical level, it's a lot connected to the cause and effect. What you do, that's what you experience. And therefore, in order to become more, that you know that you can be. You need to let go of what is making you feel small. All the activities that are making you feel small, all the, procrastination, laziness. You've outgrown these patterns. The complaining, the judging, the gossiping, you've outgrown this, and you know that. So this eclipse right now is symbolizing the end of an era of your life. And it brings with it a sense of unknown. Like, you feel like you're entering into something huge, but you have no idea what it is. Even though you know that you're protected, you know you're guided, you know that everything will work out, but you have no idea how it will happen. This is kind of a symptom of this energy. Like, something big is coming, but you don't know what exactly it is. It may awaken a sense of confusion, but also a sense of trust. So I want you to tap into the energy of trust right here, not confusion. Confusion may cause chaos, while trust will awaken a sense of faith. But never stay at faith. Use faith for taking action, for massive action. So also pay attention if in your life right now you feel drawn to certain completely maybe new books, new subjects. Like, I always remind you that with this kind of new energies, we experience synchronicities that, the right video finds us, the right book finds us, the right teacher finds us. But right now what may happen is that a book that in the past you would never read, perhaps you may be even afraid of, right now you feel inspired to read it. It's a sign that life is preparing you for something completely new, for a completely new level that was unknown to you, and maybe you've been even afraid of it. It may be happening to many people right now, so it's just time to embrace it. Then, due to a strong Pisces energy right now, and eclipses often just intensify everything, you will experience emotions more intensely. So if you are in environments that trigger you easily, just take it easy. And more frequently, go outside, go into places that you love to be. A symptom related to emotions may be that you feel unusually emotionally, you may feel unusually emotionally sensitive, easily overwhelmed, or maybe even tuned into energies you've never felt before. So it's partially a good thing, a very exciting thing, because it may lead to quite vivid dreams, it may lead to incredible realizations, it may lead to moments of clarity, it may lead even into an expansion of your intelligence, understanding that a certain cycle in your life may be repeating right now, but in the past, the last time you've been through something you're going through right now, you've been so much more emotionally reactive, and right now, due to expansion of awareness, you can read your emotions more easily. You can notice, okay, I feel afraid, but I don't need to react. I feel agony, or I feel anger, I feel sadness, but I don't need to be depressed because of it. Or I feel laziness, but I don't need to procrastinate because of it. And this is a symptom of growth. It's a sign that you've healed a lot of your emotional wounds from the past. And therefore this lunar eclipse is showing you a sign of progress. Because for many of you, big things are still not manifesting. You've experienced a lot of these smaller manifestations that are showing to you that things are changing, mystical is happening. But for some of you, you're still at a place in your life where something huge needs to happen. And this kind of signs are only reassuring to you that you're doing it right. Some people are late bloomers. Some people, big things usually take more time, right? If nothing happened yet, know that what is about to happen is just bigger than you're imagining. So just don't stop and keep going. Today I wrote a message for our Patreon community. Every single day I post a message. It's like an update for every single day on our Patreon community. And today I wrote this message. He who indulges in empty fears earns himself real fears, wrote Seneca. Notice today how many of your worries are just a waste of energy. Stick to a plan, do your best at it, and make sure that each piece of work is better than the previous one. And with that, if it's not work, if it's not, if you're passionate about something else, just make sure that whatever you're doing, that you're constantly improving yourself with it, that you're constantly becoming maybe more skillful with it, more patient with it, more persistent with it, more clearer, more precise about it. So allow yourself to trust that life always supports you. That life always supports you. And I want you to write down in the comments your favorite affirmation about it, because I want you to inspire others. Like, what is your thought that helps you to get back into this state, knowing life is supporting me? And then the message goes further. As your skills and wisdom grow, so do abundance and freedom if you use them where they are most needed. So it means that life is directing you somewhere where you're the most needed, where your talents and skills are the most needed. And that's what this lunar eclipse is revealing to you, where you are the most needed. But before it happens, you need to go through certain tests. You need to pass certain tests. And so many people in the year of 2024 are being tested more than ever before. It's because life is preparing you for a mission. And some of you are actually being in a preparation, which truly is an initiation into ancient alchemists would say, into a phase of crystallization, where your skills, your talents, your soul gifts, everything you've been building up until now will become very, very helpful and important in society. Not in an, superior way, but in a very practical and valuable way. So it will lead to an incredible spiritual and emotional growth. So there's another symptom you may feel right now. You may feel drawn to certain practices, or what I said before, certain knowledge that is helping you to understand yourself better, or the world around you better. So with that, I mean, some of you may be drawn into certain spiritual practices that you've never done before, or you've forgotten about them, or you've been doing in the past and they worked for you, and now you're returning back to them. But some of you will be drawn into something completely new, like studying history, studying ancient civilizations, or studying how to use the technology for a positive benefit of something. It's like I said, there's a whole new path that is awakening in front of you, and you can't see it right now, but you feel it intuitively. Because the biggest, one of the greatest things that are being challenged right now are that we are entering into an age where we'll stop living so much in our minds, and we'll start living more in this state of knowing. Knowing it's an intuitive state. It's not really mental, intellectual. We need intellect. When we're in a state of knowing, then we need a very sharp intellect with useful vocabulary, so we can manifest things, the right things, so we can see things as they are, so we can have a sense of critical thinking, so we can judge correctly, and all of that. But we stay in a state of knowing, which is a sensation, you have at times when you don't know what to do, but you just do something out of intuition. Like the first memory that comes to me is a memory when I've started painting back in 2018, and I've shared this story with you many times. But the thing was, my mind would say, why are you starting that? Like, there's so many more, valuable businesses. Like, you could start any kind of business. And there's so much more money in different things if you look from this perspective. But I felt drawn into painting because I feel I'm an artist. I have a soul of an artist. And that's how I felt back at that time. And I followed the sense of knowing. And the sense is, it's just becoming more clear to more of you. And if you're following it, you can just prepare for a very interesting life. And yeah, the symptom is that you may just feel deeply drawn into very specific information, very specific knowledge right now, and very specific practices that will help you to ascend on this path. So just be aware, be perceptive to new things that are finding you. And you will notice that this is the support. As you will see on this painting, there's a hand pushing water to a boat. There's a guy on the boat. And it's this kind of support. Like when you show up, the universe will show you support. It's not waiting for the support. It's when you show up, the support shows up as well. But it's when you stop waiting it. And that's the beauty of synchronicities. When you stop waiting them, they appear. So a lot of unexpected changes are happening right now, leading you into a new direction. So another symptom you may feel is that sudden changes are happening, sudden shifts, maybe in relationships, in work, in personal circumstances. You may notice things just change out of a sudden. And therefore, you may feel forced, like life would force you to take action into a direction you've been avoiding before. So there may be a sense of urgency in the air right now that is just telling you, hey, you've been waiting for this. You've been preparing yourself for this. And you've been afraid of this for too long. Now you're ready. Now there is no other way anymore. One important part to this is to keep the balance. Keep the balance between doing and resting. Don't overdo anything. Because as much as I've experienced this, is that when I've started this journey with this channel and with helping others and with my art and everything, I became so excited about it. And many times I've lost this sense of, how much work is too much of work. Because sometimes when we do too much, we actually start pushing away great results. So just to keep the balance going, especially at the beginning, for those of you who feel like you're at the beginning of something big, it's just something I've learned on my journey and I want to give it to you. And due to this Pisces influence right now, you may be more sensitive to everything, also a bit more dreamy. So pay attention to dreams or intuitive insights that you're receiving at this point. And as I said, find a balance between control and surrender. So another symptom may be that you feel torn between trying to control outcomes and learning to let go. This is a huge thing right now. So it could manifest as tension between your responsibilities and emotional or creative desires. So it may feel like, if I give you one example from my life, like I feel deeply drawn into making art, but my mind is going, hey, you also need to do something related to marketing, because otherwise your art will not be selling. right? And then you need to find balance between one inner impulse and then this logical part to it. And this balance is important because, marketing part could be so big that I could easily spend all day long just doing this, but then I would feel disappointed because I haven't spent much time creating. But if I spend all day long creating, then I would not make maybe any video for you, or I would not do anything for marketing and things like that. So that's why balance is important, and that's why sometimes we don't experience a breakthrough because we don't find what Aristotle called a golden mean. Golden mean is a perfect spot between one and another, which means you use both two sides, but you are never too extremely just on one side. I mean, obviously you are here and there, but eventually you find this golden mean. And look at it in everything, in any challenging situation. Look for the golden mean. If you want to be right in your relationships, find the golden mean. Everyone may be right sometimes, right? So always find this golden mean. So my friends, this is a very exciting time right now. Don't be afraid. If you feel scared, if you feel overwhelmed, because it may look on the surface that nothing is maybe moving forward or nothing big is changing, well, remind yourself it's all about inner work right now. It's all about sitting with these emotions, dealing with all these energies, maybe not even dealing with them. It's just noticing them, recognizing them, but not reacting to them. Because it's like a let's say, annoying person that comes to you. If you start interacting with that person, it will be hard for you to move on, right? Or to push them away or whatever. But if you just ignore them and move on, you will feel like nothing happened. So here with these emotions, it's similarly. It's not that you ignore them, but you don't give too much attention to them. You may feel sadness, but it doesn't mean that your whole life is ending. You may feel anxiousness, but it doesn't mean that you're nobody or that you're unworthy of that big thing you're aiming towards. You may feel powerless, but it doesn't mean you have no power. Or you may feel completely, disconnected from life, but it doesn't mean that you are disconnected. Those are very low senses that started cultivating within you when you've been going through certain hurts in your life, in your childhood. And there was a time when you've been completely unlimited, when you had this vision of a warrior, not warrior, but warrior. You had this vision of an artist or of a genius, of someone who came here to move mountains or to do great things or to be a kind person. And then each hurt, each rebuff, each setback hurt you just a little bit. So this unlimited you started kinda leaving you through these wounds of pain. And then all you remembered was pain. And pain limited you. Pain reminded you that you truly are not what you were dreaming about. You're this nobody that no one, whatever happened to you. But now with this eclipse, it's helping you to cleanse these old energies. And cleansing doesn't happen, it's a spiritual word. what truly happens is that you get back to that vision of yours. You get back to these goals that you have. You get back to these activities that truly remind you who you are, and you get reminded of the passion that you feel when you're doing it. And more you're doing it, more you become it, and more you become it, more you notice how much you've been lacking it when you've been not doing it. So the point is that you return back to you, real you, and become it. From thinking about it, to doing it, to becoming better at it, to mastering it. And that's how you truly let go of the past. You just start redoing the new. Whatever is that you've been always wanting to do, but you haven't took time for it, or you've been just distracted from it. Now is the time for you to fully become it. And you will notice that life will support you. If you will do your best, truly your best, like when you notice that you can't do anything else about it, every single day, if you work really hard at it and you truly do your best at it, you will notice that life will support you somehow, some way, when it will feel like nothing is happening, when it will feel like most probably it will not work out. That's when life will surprise you. So my friends, I hope you found something valuable today. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. It was a commission art, so original one is not available, but you can find prints of it on our store, AttractPassion.com. So go and check it out. It's available in different sizes. It's very colorful, very vivid, and it has such a beautiful energy. When it was finished, I was sitting in front of it and I just started laughing out of a sense of freedom. It gives me a sense of freedom. It's playful one. It just gives me a sense of freedom when I look at it. And I think it has this beautiful free spirit energy to it. When you put it on onto a wall and you just, allow it to overwhelm you with wonder, with awe, with freedom. So if you would like to have a piece of it, go and check out our store, AttractPassion.com, or maybe if any other painting of mine resonates with you, check it out. Your support is very appreciated. I appreciate you all, my friends. Once again, leave a comment down below of your favorite thought, favorite affirmation that helps you to get back into a state of knowing that life supports you. I'm curious to know which one is. And thanks also to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content. My friends, I love you all. Till next time, one love.